Good morning. Bill Hurtado with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We'll get to this in a sec. It's a privilege for me to show you one of our latest acquisitions here. This Class B van is a Winnebago ERA 2015 model, number 70C. The C model is kind of unique to Winnebago in their lineup of Class B vans, in that this is the only one that comes with a slide out, giving you lots of interior space, which we're going to look at here in a moment. In the meantime, let me give you some specs on this particular unit. The Sprinter chassis, as many of you know, made by Mercedes-Benz. It has the 3-liter V6 engine, 188 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque. This particular van is on the 170-inch wheelbase, 1-ton van with the dual rear wheels. All of those things coupled together give you a 5,000 pound tow capacity on this, which is very nice. 5,000 pounds is exceptionally high for most Class Bs. So moving along here, overall length on this is 24 foot 3 inches. This unit is only 76 inches wide, hence the slide out in there, giving you all that extra space, is really a really monumental feature. It's really nice to have. 9.5 feet tall. I know some of you want to know that for sure, so it's actually 9 foot 5 inches. So if you plan on parking this inside, that's the key word you want right there, 9 foot 5 inches. Interior height is 6 foot 3, so gives me plenty of room. I'm 6 foot tall, so I've got extra space right there. This thing averages 17.05 miles per gallon. So that's a very accurate figure. Some people do a little bit better, you know, on the flats, sea level, cruise control set, that kind of thing. But 17 is extremely respectable for this. That coupled with a 26.4 gallon fuel tank on this, you've got exceptional range. You can do the math. The other thing I love about this 70C, this has the largest freshwater capacity of all of their lineup in Class Bs, 45 gallons of fresh. That's really good. We've got a lot of new ones that are only 18 or 20, so this is more than double that, which is really nice. Big capacities on storage tanks also, 25 gray, 22 black. Again, if you start looking at some specs, that in most cases is close to double what you're going to find in other units. It does have a 3,600 watt generator on here that's LP powered, and in doing so they put a larger propane tank on this, so it's a 16 gallon propane tank. For a small motorhome, excellent capacity on propane right there. So I want to talk a little bit about the outside of this thing as we move around. First thing, I'm standing underneath a 13-foot awning right here. So that's about the largest you're ever going to find on a Class B, giving you great patio space right here. On this 170-inch wheelbase, you can see that we've got the powder-coated steel wheels. Those are really sharp looking on here. And you can also see the dual wheels on this. That makes it the 1-ton chassis. We also have the ability to put a television outside right here, so that extends our antenna outside. We have DC and AC hookups out here as well. So you can run just about anything you want outside over here. Moving around to the back. Oh, and may I say, this also has outdoor speakers, so you're playing the stereo inside. You can choose to have that playing outdoors, indoors, or both at the same time. So very nice there. Okay, so in the earliest model of this 70C, Winnebago had the spare tire mounted down here on the hitch, and that extended out and came up, and it had the Continental tire cover on it, which is nice looking, but of course you can still do the Continental cover on this to match everything. But what they did, they realized that you couldn't open the second door right here until you lowered that spare tire down. So it was one more operation that people weren't too hip on. Now they've mounted up on the door right here on the later 15 models, and makes it much easier. So now we have easy access into the back of this thing without having to lower that spare down. Okay, so back here, this is an extra foot or so depth of storage in the back. You're gonna hear me use that word storage a lot. This unit is all about storage. It is absolutely the best of the entire lineup, and you'll see when we get inside. I may sound a little redundant, but look, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. You're gonna find it all over the place. This table will store back here in the back, and that sets up in front of the sofa when the slide out goes out. This is an access door that goes into the shower. And the reason that's kind of nice right here is because from inside in the shower, you can open that door and you can bring your shower hose out here. There is a kit that you can get, goes between the door and drapes right here, if you choose to rinse off and shower outside. So you've got dual duty right there in that regard. Extra space to hang things up above right here. Easy access into your water tank, auxiliary batteries, inverter, all of that stuff is in behind this panel over here. There is a spray port also that you can just use if you want to clean off the dog or rinse something off, maybe pre-clean those dirty pots and pans before you run stuff down your sink drains inside. So nice setup out here. As I said earlier, 5,000 pound tow capacity, and this is already wired in with the 7-way plug, so everything will adapt down from a 7-way, no matter what you want to tow back here. All right. This right here is the vent for the Aldi system. The Aldi system is a combination furnace and water heater that heats up the entire unit inside for comfort heating, fully programmable, and also gives you unlimited hot water on this thing. So if you're hooked up at a campground, you've got your city water going there, you can essentially take showers as long as you want. Well, hopefully it's not over 20 minutes. That's what the cutoff is on this. If it runs water through it for 20 minutes, it shuts down to cool itself off. But 20 minutes is very respectable. Just like any fully self-contained motorhome, and I mentioned tank capacities on this, this has your black and gray discharge down here on the bottom, as every RV does back on this corner. They kind of assume you're going to back this into the camping space right here, and you've got your sewer, water, and electric all outside right here, all hooking up right here. So nice setup in that regard. This right here is where your cord that we saw in the back that's coiled up would connect and connect to power. 30 amp service right there. And then that is your generator discharge pipe for the exhaust over on this side away from your patio. That's how it should be. This right here is that spray port I was mentioning with the blue hose. So you've got running water outside over here, albeit hot and cold also. So there's actually 3 ways to shower on this unit if you so desire. Here on the side, out the back, and indoors. All right, this is merely just a vent for the refrigerator inside. And then down below here, this is where our sewer hose stores. We've got low point drains. Your city water connects over here. You have another water pump switch outside. Cable TV coming in, or perhaps a satellite dish that you set down on the ground. So very simple to get to, everything right there, easy to go. That's where your 16-gallon propane tank is, right there. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about this when we get inside, but from this position right here, I'd like to mention that this has the optional windshield cover. So these clips come off, and the 2 bifold screens come together and meet in the center. And then you've got curtains covering the side. The reason that's important to me is because unlike the drape that goes across behind the seats right here that you see in a lot of units, this gives you full access to everything in the cab right here. And if you so desire to turn these seats and face them backwards, you don't have a drape in your face, or let's face it, have to take the drape off so you can use it that way. So good setup. That's one of the best feature options that Winnebago ever came up with, is having that windshield cover built in inside right there. I know it's probably on your screen, but let me make mention to this because a lot of you are going to want to know what you're looking at. This is stock number 5U221094, 2015 ERA70C. I wish I had 20 of these. I've got one. So this is something that a lot of people are going to find that they've been looking for a long time in a Class B. So up front here, Mercedes has made it very easy to get to everything, be it your air cleaner, your brake fluid. If you need to jump off your battery, you can do it right there. There's a grounding plug over on the other side. Windshield washer fluid, oil fill and check, DEF fluid tank, coolant overflow, and this is actually where your air filter is going into the unit right there. So everything's so simple, easy to get to. I do like that. Mercedes has done a great job with this. This is actually a step. So that windshield can be kind of far away from the front right here. So by using this step, you could reach up and clean your windshield real easy. Okay, we're gonna move inside, and I wanna show you from this position right here, you haven't blocked anything. You really have full use of everything inside this unit with the exception of the overhead cabinet up on the top. When the slide is in, that's pretty much blocked up there. Otherwise, you can get to everything real easy. When you're sitting on the sofa, you would be facing the television. And when I turn this into a bed, same thing. You'd be facing the television. So good design in that regard. Now I'm going to move this slide out for us. Need to set the brake. Let's see, do I need key on? So nice smooth action on this. As we move this out, you can see that I've created a lot of space inside here. So it's really a great setup. I'm going to get to the bed last. Before I do that, I'd like to point out that this thing has a really nice big stand-up shower in here. There is a bar you can take out if your head's in the way right here, but lots of room to shower, still maintaining that 6'3" height right here. And then the long shower cord, remember that goes out this back door to my left. So this is access going out to the outside of the unit back there. Residential style faucet. I have one very similar to this in my house, and it's really nice. We're going to start talking about storage. It doesn't end on this. It just goes on and on and on. So fantastic storage setup in the bathroom here with the big deep drawer, overhead cabinet up above, porcelain toilet. And remember the towel rack in here, that's something that if you wanted extra hanging, you could certainly use that. But as we move forward right here, this is where it gets a little maybe old talking about storage, because it just continually goes on and on. So very respectable storage for hanging clothes in this compartment right here. Good size closet. Convection microwave combo. This over here, I'll open just the one because they're both the same depth, but two large pantries. It can be for linens, it can be for food. Your storage drawers are very large in this thing. Everything locks so it's not flying open when you travel. This is not a storage compartment down here. This here is just access into the water tank in behind there. And then this is where your electrical panels are. So you've got AC breakers, 12-volt fuses. Again, easy to get to, everything in one central location. Okay, moving forward. I want to make mention to the cabinetry in here. All of this cabinetry is not now, but has been for many years exclusive to Winnebago. It's called Technoform. It's made in Italy. And Winnebago has chosen this and stuck with it up till today because of its strength and lightweight. So by being so lightweight throughout the entire unit, Technoform doesn't add to your carrying capacity so much that it reduces it extremely. You've got great carrying capacity on this thing now, so you can fill up with water and clothes and food and everything else you could possibly want. Nice setup. Suppose this is damaged. Suppose it's broken. Suppose whatever. You need to replace it. I know I made mention to this earlier, but I want to state it again because it is such a big issue with Winnebago. They either have this sitting on the shelf and they send it out immediately, or they will get this thing from, let's say, the supplier, which is also right there in Indiana. They're in Iowa, actually, and get it shipped out to you instantly. Winnebago is fantastic about this. This is a 2015, so that I would say, based on what I told you earlier about availability on parts, you're going to be able to get that door for probably another 25 years. It's a big deal. Okay, great galley right here. So one of the things I like here is you've got a large window behind the galley. So whoever's in charge of this area right here has great view out to the patio. Door open or closed, doesn't matter. You can see what's going on. This is the activity side of the unit over here. They put in a 3-burner cooktop here. So high, medium, and low output on those. So very nice. You can, you really do a gourmet meal with this thing. And then solid surface countertops. Gives you good workspace when everything's closed up. Matching faucet, as in the bathroom, just a little taller right there. This is actual Corian. It's not some knockoff aftermarket thing. Okay, refrigerator. Refrigerators are a big deal in RVs. For so many years, it's been gas and electric. And that's fine because people get out to where they are and they're using their refrigerator and it's running on gas and everything's fine. They're using very little propane, so it's super efficient. But there has been an onset of 12-volt refrigerators as of late. And I'm a big fan. I love the 12-volt refrigerator simply because it has very low power consumption. You don't have to be level like an absorption style refrigerator on gas and electric. And it cools down about 4 times faster than a normal refrigerator in an RV. So great points right there. If I have to replace this refrigerator, this is going to be about 1/3 the cost of an RV refrigerator. So excellent. And I think you're going to find the trend, not only has it been going this direction, it's going to continue. So I personally see RV refrigerators becoming phased out in the next several years. Okay, so I opened this cabinet when we first walked in because I opened the slide over here. But up inside here, you're going to see that we have another power station over here with your inverter, so additional outputs on that. USB ports if you want to charge something up inside here. Plenty of room for a tablet or phone. And then your power control center up here is going to determine what you're bringing in as far as power, be it 20 amps or 30 amps. And then you've got your monitor panel over here telling you your tank levels, your battery condition. You can turn your water pump on and off from inside here, and you can start and stop your generator. When you start your generator, it's going to give you the ability to see how many hours are on that. So in behind a nice panel, not sticking out in the room, looking real clunky. There's a huge extension for the galley right here. So this comes way out, gives you that extra workspace that you need right here. This right here is your control panel for your water heater and furnace. And this thing right here is pretty cool in that you can decide whether you're running on propane, electric, if you want your shower setup hotter or cooler, you can change the temperature on that. Again, central location, easy to get to everything, and simple to use. Awning controls, inside lights, great setup. So I want to move up to the cab and just point out a few niceties up here. This particular unit has 50,519 miles on it. If you act quick, it'll still have that on there. If somebody test drives it in the meantime, it may have a few more. But that guy that test drives it probably is going to buy it, because I have personally driven this and it is magnificent. It rolls down the road smooth, quiet, handles like a dream. You do have your rear camera built into the dash up here, and you can choose to have that on all the time, especially if you're towing something. You'd like to keep an eye on that back there. Otherwise, you've got kind of the standard controls that Mercedes comes with for climate control. You've got the automatic traction control. You've got the battery boost in the unlikely event your house batteries, or rather your chassis battery becomes low, you can jump start off of your house batteries. Radio power. So before the induction of the radio power button, people would have to have the key on or in the accessory position to play the radio. Now you can change your radio power to the house batteries in the back, not turn the key on, and go on with life and just continue on and not worry about draining your battery up front. So if you're good about that, you may never need the battery boost switch. All right, so I think that pretty well covers the cab. I want to demonstrate this bed for you. If you'll step over there, I think it's going to show a little bit easier. This is a pretty simple design. This bottom seat here cantilevers up into place, and as it does, you'll see the legs come out. So you don't have to fold legs yourself. They move with it as it goes. Ta-da! That didn't take long at all. That was quite simple. Remember, you're laying on the bed right here. You've got a window behind you. You can open up and get some air. Your TV is straight across from you. It's a great design. You've all seen RVs where you're sitting on the sofa during the day and you've got to keep your head cocked to the side so you can watch television. Not a good design. That's how simple that works. I mentioned the table. That was in the back. So the leg just drops into the floor, the table sets up, you're dining right here. All right. Secondary stereo system inside this thing. So that right there will power up, like I mentioned, indoors, outdoors, or both at the same time. And now that the slide is out, you can see we've got this extra storage compartment. It goes all the way to the back over there. So stuff you don't need to get to too often. Nice to keep up there. Now, if you choose to have the drape coming across, that's fine. You can still do that. But it's so nice having the option of closing that front windshield up there and your side curtains over here. So I'm totally into the whole having access to the cab when you're using this thing. Tons of storage. Mercedes-Benz reliability. 17 miles per gallon. Fully self-contained motorhome. It's got it all. Furnace, refrigerator, water heater, toilet, shower, you name it, generator, it's got it. Looks good in front of your house. Not like an RV to the HOA guy. You know, we've all got one in our neighborhood. So, please consider this thing. Like I say, I wish I had more of these. But this 2015 ERA by Winnebago, the 70C with the slide out, is a unique floor plan. It is the best setup in a Class B all around, be it for storage, great height in the shower, good bathroom back there, usability, functionality. It's got it all. So if you'd like to know more about this, please contact me. I am Bill Hurtado with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. If you're lucky enough to catch me when I'm sitting at my desk, you can call directly to my office, but my cell phone is a great way to reach me. That is 714-809-4813. It's always in my pocket unless I'm doing a video like this. It will be in a couple of minutes. Email is a nice resource for you too, bill.hurtado@transwest.com. I answer my emails fast, so I'll get back to you right away. And most importantly, thank you for taking the time to watch this. It was a privilege to show you this unit, and I hope you consider it because I think this is one of the best. Have a great day. Thank you.